Okay, and welcome, dear viewers, all of you who are viewing live, as well as those viewers who will be viewing the recorded version of this program. A very warm welcome to this the second episode of our World Cup show in added time. And today, well, before I get into the program for today, I just want to say thanks because when we did our first show, if you remember, Mr. Bajnat, we were around 300 subscribers, and now I think we're on 394 somewhere there, almost 400. So we have a lot of people, very interested in what is going on, and also we are very grateful for the support and all the comments and so on that you are giving. So thank you very much. So, as you all know, this is really a show solely devoted to the World Cup. But we have a lot of our viewers, they're interested in the Champions League. So today we will have a special part of the show for the Champions League. And let's go get straight into it. Today we are very lucky. When we started, I guess we were a bit cautious. So we played with one man up front. We had Mr. Bajrat, and you all know him well. But today we changed our formation. So we're playing with two forwards, two presenters. And I want to introduce to you Mr. Vijay Mahabir. And he is a very good friend, long time, just like Mr. Bajrat. He was a teacher in Shiva Boys and had the same passion and love for football as us. Even is an Arsenal fan. So I just want to say straightforward off.
Yeah.
Mr. Bajrat is an Arsenal fan. Everybody knows Vijay. I don't want to, um, I don't want to say we were biased to one club in this show. Just randomly have to say that. So, but he is Trinidadian, although because of football parents, he is a Brazilian. Right?
Definitely.
He is a Brazilian when it comes to World Cup football, but other times he's Trinidadian.
Trinity rest of time. Yes. Yes.
So he was born, I know you all would like him. So without any delay, so this is our show in added time, and today we're looking at the Group A, and afterwards the Champions League discussion. So I want to pass the ball to Mr. Bajnat to start us off on our Group A discussion. So over to you.
Thanks, Pandit. Yeah, guys, welcome back. Last time, we had some discussions on the 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 groups already, but just we want to do it in a different, starting with the first group as well. A couple of the groups people were saying, we didn't really mention or focus on as much. So we decided to correct that and deal with all the groups. So we started at the top with Group A. Now, Group A would be the host country, which would be Qatar, then Ecuador, Senegal, and the Netherlands. All right. Interesting group. Definitely the powerhouse in this group would have to be Holland, right? And Holland from not qualifying for the last World Cup, right? And they have made tremendous strides since that. All right. They have made tremendous strides since that. And in the Cup of Nations, they did really well, right? And even in qualifications. So they have come a long way, and they have regained that form we know Holland to have on the world stage, right? So definitely they would be the powerhouse in that group. But then we have the African champions, Senegal, right? And Ecuador also being a good team there, right? All the South American team, they generally are good teams because to qualify from South America, listen, I always say it's the toughest place to qualify for the World Cup, the toughest group. I think sometimes if you were to, the teams that did not qualify from South America even, that didn't make the cut, they would rival any of the other, from the other confederations, they would definitely rival them as well. All right. So yeah, Ecuador going to be a very tough team as well. And then the host country, Qatar. Now, in previous World Cups, as we mentioned, is the host country have always tend to do well because they would have that 12th man with them, which would be the home support. All right. So that generally plays a big part. However, in terms of Qatar, I'm not sure exactly, in terms of how much of a impact that is going to have with them. We'll just have to wait and see. One thing they will have working for them as well, and we mentioned this before, would be the conditions. Remember, it's first time the World Cup is being hosted under these conditions in this time of the year. So the conditions, the thing is, Qatar is going to be very familiar with the conditions, right? Being at home, and that could also play a part in the journey. But having said that, I think Holland for sure should be the team advancing out of this group. All right. And it would be a toss up between Senegal and Ecuador, right? Between Senegal and Ecuador as well to come out of of this one, right?
Okay,
So
very good
mhm.
comments. Yeah, and we'll have a few people just sending best wishes. I'll put a couple on, but we have viewers on live. So thanks for everyone
Nice.
viewing live.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for joining, guys.
And so far, we started with the group A, and some very good points made by Mr. Bajna. I didn't think about the home. You know, when you're in a country accustomed to the climate, and
Hmm.
generally it could be negligible, but as it doesn't. So I mean, that is
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a big Okay, so we have one person here with a nice comment. So I'll just put it on for everybody to see.
Sure, yeah.
Earl Newton, good day. First time for Qatar being in a World Cup final. Senegal will be a force in that group with the likes of Mane. Favorites have to be Holland. Well, same thing, they're agreeing with you.
Yes,
Very
yeah.
good comment by Earl Newton there. So I know he's an Englishman, so they'll get more passionate when we're doing Group B. But
Hmm. For
one thing I
sure.
want to say, because today FIFA had to sanction 6 countries, and one of them was Senegal, because Mo Salah when he had to take that penalty, and if you all
All
have
right.
ever
Yes, yeah.
took a penalty, right?
Laser. Yeah.
I was taking
Hmm.
a penalty in a minor league match, and I tell you, when I went up to take the penalty, it was like more than halfway through the season. The first thing you hear, nobody has scored that goalkeeper for the season yet. So that all kind of thoughts going through your mind.
Right. Yeah.
So then this is what I thought. I tell you, when I just say, okay, he's a right hander, I'm going to hit this on the left, and I'm going to hit it low. That's the only thing come in my mind, because the left had to be weaker.
Hmm.
And when I run up and kick that ball, well, like that man read my mind. What I gonna do? So he dived there, but guess what? I miskicked the ball, and the ball going where he was. So he
Right.
dived anyway and it score. Now, I didn't intend that, but you can imagine what went on there. First man to score in the league. So, but that was just a minor league. Imagine you are the
Yeah.
man there. This kick going to carry your team to the World Cup, or you're going
Hmm.
to be home watching it like us. You could
Yeah.
imagine the pressure, and then on top of that, somebody flashing a laser light in your eye. So I feel
Yeah.
that was really bad. You see the point about the 12th man? They have to be disciplined, just like the players on the field. Them fellas can't be
Hmm.
doing those type of things.
Hmm.
So I felt was a good decision, but they alter anything, the
Right.
Correct.
game.
That is the
Okay.
thing. Hmm.
But anyhow, so thank you very much, Mr. Bajat. We'll come back to you. Thanks, Earl, for a very good comments here. And now we'll go over. We'll pass the ball to Vijay Mavir, and over to you, sir, with your comments for Group E.
Thank you, Pandit, and welcome everybody. Very happy to be here on this show. Right, so let's get straight into it. To echo some of what was said already, yes, the Netherlands would be the favorites to top this group. And it would be a toss up between Senegal and Ecuador for the second qualifying spot. Qatar, of course, yes, they are the host nation, and for the reasons outlined above, um, the home support and so on would aid them, the conditions as well. However, I do think the fact that this is taking place later in the year will negate some of that perceived advantage that they might have climate-wise. It would give the other teams a chance to acclimatize to cooler conditions. Ecuador, yes, certainly coming out of South America, that is a marathon qualifying competition. I think it's 18 games they would have played, right? 9 home and 9 away against the other 9 teams. They were more or less in control of their destiny for the majority of the campaign. They were trailing Brazil and Argentina only. I think in the end, Uruguay did pip them for third place, but Uruguay themselves were in danger of not making it with about 4 rounds remaining. They switched coaches and they won the last 4 games, and that's how they qualified. Colombia and Chile, those were two teams I really like. I always like Colombia in South America. I was a little bit disappointed in their performance. Over the 18 games, I thought that, yes, you would have patches where you don't perform, but I thought they would have made it. But Ecuador got 4 points off both of those teams, Chile and Colombia. And in fact, they held both Brazil and Argentina to a draw when they played in Ecuador. So that went a long way towards them qualifying fairly comfortably in the end, I would say, because both Brazil and Argentina were unbeaten. Nobody got 3 points off of them. Having said that, I think most of the Ecuadorian players don't really have a lot of experience playing outside of South America. The Senegalese players do. I believe everybody on their starting lineup plays in Europe, and quite a few of them, even on the substitutes, the bench, have extensive experience playing outside of Senegal, which should hold them in good stead. So besides Mane, there are quite a few. They have Mendy, the Chelsea goalkeeper. They have Koulibaly in the back, a nice calming, solid influence coming out of Napoli. The midfield, you have quite a few really good players with experience playing in Bayern Munich, PSG. You have Idrissa Gueye, who is quite a good player as well. So they have very talented players besides Mane, who could step up on a day, let's say Mane doesn't perform for whatever reason. Like I think in the AFCON Cup final, he wasn't really having a great game, but there are other players who can step up when he's having an off day. I think I would give the edge to Senegal for that reason over Ecuador. Netherlands, again, yes, they always have World Cup pedigree. It's a bit of a shame, a surprise really, that up to now they haven't won a single World Cup title as yet. Would this be the year that would change? Honestly, I don't think so. I think they will comfortably make it out of the group in first place, right? They probably would get to the quarterfinals, I would say, and I think that is what my expectation is for this Dutch team. Although they have a nice blend of experience and youth, I think 2026 will see them really making a push. The majority of the squad is young, and I think in 4 years' time is when they really will be making a push to compete with the likes of Brazil, France, Germany, Argentina, and so on. So that would be my little synopsis of what I think would happen. I think Holland would be top, and I would give Senegal the edge over Ecuador for second place.
Thank you very much, Vijay. Very good analysis there. And we
You're
have
welcome.
Total said she's rooting for Netherlands now. I guess after you also spoke there. Well, this is only group where, so we have other teams, and like Vijay said when he was talking about in that South America, and you see with Brazil and Argentina, if you put them in any qualifying group, you fighting for third and fourth place.
Exactly.
They will be anywhere in the world. So Ecuador coming forward is a big thing to qualify. That is like, sorry about it, but like in the English Premier League, is Man City and Liverpool. If you're fighting for fourth or third, you're a really good team.
Correct. Yeah.
Because the quality up there. So Ecuador could surprise people, but we don't know. And well, the Qatar, I don't know how their supporters will be, but they could probably pay people to support too. So so they can have a good 12 fun. So very, very good analysis here by both the presenters. I just want to check because people commented on the messenger as well as the WhatsApp too. I had to watch for all. So I think everybody here seems to be agreeing with the analysis, and one comment they're saying that it's a bit early to be making these statements because the World Cup is quite in November. But I
Yeah,
think we had in our discussion, it's not like the club football where you could buy players. These are the players. The only thing that affect them is injuries. If
correct.
you get
Yeah.
injured. So once you have this squad there, that is the squad that's going to be playing in the World Cup. So you can have a pretty safe prediction here based on what you're seeing, how the performance. So I think that was very well done. And now let's go on to the second part, the second round, which is the Champions League. And this part, was requested by a few of the people, a few of the viewers as well. And actually, first time I said, I was talking to VJ and Kishore, and I said, no, we'll stick to World Cup. But again, when the CXC postponed 3 weeks, I said, still, look, we got a little
Right.
time. Come on, they like it so much how you all comment, and they want to hear about the Champions League. So now we'll go pass the ball again to Mr. Bachnat in the middle of it, of this first leg completed between
Right. Yeah.
semi-finalists. And well, congratulations, Ajay. I just was saying it because Ajay, congratulations, Real Madrid. I think they won the 35th
Yes.
La Liga. So
Yeah.
congratulations. And also, well, Man City is still not confirmed yet. That's a very tight
No.
race.
Yep.
And Italy too, we have a tight race going on with the Milans and Napoli and them. So it could go. I feel it's down to Inter and AC now. That rivalry going straight down to first place. Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyhow, so we have Villarreal playing Liverpool. So first and second in England fighting to have to place in the final. But enough of that. So over to Mr. Bajrat and your thoughts on this Champions League.
Okay, yeah. We had some good games. We had some good games. The Champions League semi-final. They were one in particular was more exciting than the other, right? And you touched on something very important there, Panda, that and that could play a little role as well in that Real Madrid, they Real
So
Madrid,
yeah, I didn't read that comment and I put it.
yeah, that comment threw me off there. Seriously, that comment kind of threw me off there, right? So, so,
Let me just, well, it comes in your thing, so you talk
but
about it. I'll leave that in your hands. Sure.
yeah. So, yeah. I have anyhow, nice comment there, right? Um, but yeah, Real Madrid already secured the La Liga. They already, so now they could afford to rest their players a little bit more, you know, before the big matches, and especially coming down to this time in the season, crunch time coming the end here after that long season, players are more susceptible to injuries, right? Man City, for instance, I mean, Pep was saying that he's not sure Walker will be out for sure. Now Stones might even be out for for the um for the second leg. Now, having already conceded 3 goals at home to Real Madrid, and now your defense, even with Stones not able to play as well, that further problems that could create for them. So I believe the fact that Real Madrid have already won the title, that is a very important thing for them as well. Also, when you win your league, right? And the league, I mean, that's your in your home country. That is the thing over time. I believe with the cup competitions, luck could still be a more factor, a bigger factor with the cup competitions. But you're seeing a league week in and week out. You're playing all these teams, right? It skill, discipline. These are the things that would come to the front. I think winning the league is so important. By winning the league as well, it's going to boost these guys' confidence. That's a big trophy they already have. That's a big trophy they already have. So I think coming into the second leg, now to focus on the Real Madrid, Man City in particular, Real Madrid in years gone by, even when they were not doing very good in the La Liga, right? When Barca was probably running away with the title or even Atleti, right? Fighting for the thing. Real Madrid as a team have won the Champions League most, right? So they have a very rich history in the Champions League. And I believe that Real Madrid team is a team that is built for that Champions League. Cup competitions, they are extremely good at it. Sometimes they get the rub of the draw as well, but I guess that just comes with it with them. We're not going to go into the refereeing thing me and Panditas normally make joke about, right? But yeah, I believe that they know how to win in the Champions League. I still think it's going to be a very, very good second leg because Pep know how to beat Real Madrid, right? Pep know how to beat Real Madrid as well. So Man City, and I mean, just think about it for a minute, right? If you were to ask people over the last couple of years who they think is the best team, club team in world football, a lot of people might probably say Man City, right? Based on the style, based on the quality of play, based on the league in which they are, right? Located. And I mean, look at it again. The English league is very, very dominant. We could see an all English final again, which is to show that how strong this English league is. But still, Man City have never won at the Champions League, right? And that's what they want. That's what they want. They won that title when they brought Pep in. That's what they wanted. They won this. They won this thing, this European Cup. But it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy to overcome this Real Madrid team. I think we're in for a classic football match there in that second leg in the Bernabeu because Man City is going to score and Real Madrid is going to score as well, right? So we're in for an exciting match in that second leg. If I had to pick though, very tight, very, very tight. Man City have a slight lead going into this second leg. However, Real Madrid at home, and we know the burn about what they can do, right? So I think, but I would still go with Man City. I think we're going to see a lot of goals, but I think that Pep going to find a way with his squad this year to reach the final. All right, so that's my pick in that first semi-final there. And in the second one, the scoreline was 2-0, right? In Liverpool favor. Liverpool played at home. But I think Villarreal did really good. I mean, people were saying all along when Villarreal was moving on and when they beat Bayern even, that, they were lucky and, they were maybe they didn't deserve to be in the Champions League semi-final. But listen to me. These guys played to get there. They played and they played passionate football. The problem I have, though, is the fact that for the problem for Villarreal, that is, the problem is that the style of football and the 2-0 down is if they could change that style of football to come out now to be more aggressive. And if they are to be aggressive with that Liverpool team, we know Klopp and his boys, that Liverpool team is a well-oiled machine in every section of the field, from the back to the middle to the up front. They are well-oiled machine. And they will, if Villarreal, they will have to press them. They will have to press them. And that could leave the defense a little bit open. And Liverpool could take advantage of that. Klopp rested his main striker, Salah, over the weekend against Newcastle. They still won the game, but it was very tight. But he rested Salah because he wants Salah to be totally fresh and ready coming into this thing, because he know that Villarreal will play a little bit more open football. All right. So I think, but Liverpool should definitely, I think they have a very good chance of reaching a next Champions League final. Definitely. The other game is the one I think that could go either way. But Liverpool, for me, would be the one already have one foot inside the final, I believe. But it's football. We don't know. And listen, just like how we counted out Villarreal numerous times in the Champions League so far, because I guess we're doing it again. You never know what could happen. It's football. All right. But I think that Liverpool would have the best option. Yeah, I see people talking about listen, but the kind of season that Benzema is having, I know people probably say crazy to go against them, especially at home. Right. And I think, as I say, it's going to be a cracker of a game, I believe. Right. But I just believe that Man City, they are going to score as well. So it's going to be a scoring match. That feels like 7 goals now. I mean, I was in disbelief watching this game. I said, nah, this can't be no Champions League semi-final like this. All right, but it was really good. So I think we're in for some good football. But those are my pick. I think Man City by a whisker and Liverpool. So I think we're in for an all English final again. So
Okay,
that's
thank you very much. I hope you hear me. I was fiddling with all kind of thing here and I see my picture go up, but that's okay.
yeah.
So we just go through some of the comments here. But I feel the Man City, they went to Atletico Madrid, and they just play a kind of very passionate football. It's more like boxing sometimes. But I mean, and they were able to hold on with one goal, you know. So I feel they could have it, but I mean, as it more into the season now, they could be a little more tired and so on. So those are factors. So Earl seems to be really enjoying his show today. So his first one was it's Man City's time. Pep will take it this year. Benzema and Modric did amazing this year, but Pep will pip them in the end. So he's a Man City man. And Liverpool, he's saying, have the history, but I think they will be tired. They're going after four trophies and will drop it in the final. Well, Villarreal, I don't know if Villarreal good enough to tire them out. So we'll have to see there. And of course, special mention to, well, first Benzema. Well, I could see he's a Spurs fan. And all the men from Arsenal. This could be a
Spicy.
So, but first, I mean, Benzema having the season of his life. I was telling Ajay, he's a big Real Madrid fan.
Mhm.
I mean, 40 plus goals. The man never did that before. You could only hope. But the one thing I told Ajay was this, that's real good. But Messi scored 50 plus goals for 10 years in a row. So, so if Benzema could just make it for 50, he might make 1 year like Messi. We could only hope. Anyhow, so I just
Guys, just to show you how extraordinary Messi
yeah,
is.
that is just perfect. I mean, Benzema really, the man played
Mhm.
wonderful, and that is one a lifetime thing for him in his career. And
Mhm.
Messi doing that every year in the La Liga. Anyhow, so there's a few things that, of course, well, Modric and so on from Spurs, and it have any in Villarreal. I don't know who in Villarreal from. Or the boy Del Celso, or where is he?
Oh
Yeah,
yes,
Argentina. Man,
The Argentine guy. Yes,
yeah,
Lo
he
Celso. Yeah,
he is in Villarreal.
yeah,
And
and he
have
playing pretty well too.
man have good skill. And I have a fellow from Ecuador in Villarreal too,
Yes,
But
yes, a defender. Yeah, I think he scored our own goal.
yeah, it was
The first leg. Yeah, yeah.
okay. So well, over to you, VJ. We pass the ball to you on the Champions League.
Right. Yeah. So again, all eyes would be on that Real Madrid Man City game for many different reasons. All of which was outlined already, right? It's really on a knife edge. The fact that we had 7 goals in the first leg was surprising to me too. I was surprised how open the game was. I thought it would be a lot more cagey. We will see what happens. That game is on Wednesday, right? Yeah. So yeah, that would be interesting to see. But I was really happy when I saw that they were paired against each other in the semis. I was very excited and looking forward to it. And the first leg definitely lived up to the billing. City, well, yeah. So City's still fighting on 2 fronts, right? Because I think they lost in the FA Cup to Liverpool. Right, so they're still fighting up with the league because that is on a knife edge. So they're going to have to come out, obviously, with their strongest squad. So with Real Madrid, as you said, Real Madrid already have the luxury of, they could rest players in La Liga now. But their very next game, unfortunately for them, that rest factor wouldn't really come into play because their next game is this all-important game that they have to get right. My question is whether Pep would get his tactics and his team selection right, because he didn't get it right in the final last year against Chelsea. I thought they would have been favorites and they should have won last year, but him not playing Rodri was a mistake. And then even after De Bruyne went off injured, you would remember, so that would throw a spanner in his plans. He still took too long to bring Rodri on in that game against Chelsea. So that for me is important. Would he pick the right team, and would his tactics be correct? He cannot play the same open game that he played last week. They will get killed. That's for sure. Because this game is in the Bernabeu, and Real Madrid know how to win games in the Champions League, which Kishore mentioned all of this before, right? The Champions League, that is their tournament, right? They always come out and they play well, regardless of what their form might be in La Liga. They always come out and they represent, and they do very well in the Champions League. Sometimes I feel like the gods smile on them quite a lot, especially this year. That Donnarumma howler, it still blows my mind. You know, you never would have seen that coming. You know, he opened the door for them basically, and then I think PSG got jittery after that, because from 2-0 up and playing all the ball and totally in control at halftime, it was all PSG. I could not have seen that turnaround. But the manner of that first Benzema goal, the fact that Donnarumma, he had a real howler on that, I think it threw off the rest of players, and they started then playing to hold out for a 2-1 win. And that was, to me, that was playing into Real Madrid's and Benzema's hands. Then again, in the next round, in the Chelsea tie, but we all know what happened with Mendy in the first leg. That was an absolute gift again to Benzema. Having said that, I was also surprised that Real Madrid, they really caved in that game, the return, which was in the Bernabeu. I expected them to be comfortably winning that game, having such a handy lead from Stamford Bridge. You know, for Chelsea to run up a 3-0 lead, if Man City could replicate those tactics, then certainly the game will be theirs for the taking. So many variables to consider, so many things could happen. The fact that there's only one goal in this game means it's extremely difficult to call. But I would say, using logic, which counts for very little in football, as we all know, I would say the logical choice would be City. Right? They have much to prove in this competition. You know, that is what they've gone in for, to win the Champions League. Certainly. They have already won the EPL on a few occasions. This is the prize. Of course, they want both. Right? But I think they have something to prove. Pep definitely has something to prove after, I don't want to say he messed up in the final, but he didn't make the right decisions in the team selection or the tactics against Chelsea. So he has a chance against Real Madrid to set that right, and then, well, he would be hoping that they make it to the final and he could then get a chance for redemption. But yeah, I would say the logical choice would be City, right? All things considered. But that is really a tough one to call, and it could go either way. Right? There are many arguments for both of them to come away victorious. I do think both teams would score. The question is, who will score more? Would there be a winner? Of course, if there's a draw, well, City will be through. Would Madrid be able to score at least more than one goal? Outscore City by more than one goal, right? Of course, if they outscore them by one, then we're going to have more excitement. We're going to go into extra time and so on. If this competition was as it used to be up to last year and away goals mattered, I would have liked the position that Real Madrid is in, having scored 3 away goals. But unfortunately, under the new format, it doesn't really count for much at all. So they will be starting on the back foot, right? But I would say City, I will give them a slight edge. Okay. The Villarreal, Liverpool, any questions or?
Yeah, another question here, Vijay, for you. Let me show it. So he's saying it's down to each team defense, but whichever shows up will win. But what do you think? Do you think Real will show up or be hung over by their win? I guess meaning winning the La Liga.
The La Liga. No, I think they 100% focus on this upcoming fixture against City. These guys are professionals. So yes, they will pop the champagne and all of that. for that night. And from the next day, when they go back out to train, it is all about Champions League. I think they will be fully focused. But yes, certainly, if either one of these defenses could lock down the other team, I think they have a really, really good chance. Well, obviously, if City's defense don't concede, well, that's the end of that. They through for sure. If Real Madrid's defense could keep a clean sheet and score a goal, which I think they have a very, very good chance of scoring over 90 minutes in the Bernabeu. We didn't mention Vinicius Jr. He has been having a fantastic time of late. The last month, he really is finding the form. And his link-up play with Benzema is commendable. You know, he is a threat as well. And of course, there's Modric to feed both of them. So that triangle has been clicking against PSG in the second half of the second leg and against Chelsea. So, you know, yes, certainly if either defense could really lock it down against the other team, that team would be favorites to get through and reach the final. Villarreal, yes, so they have been playing with a lot of heart. Their focus, however, has been on a very strong and stingy defense. And that is why I think the odds are very much against them. If it was 1-0, you know, Villarreal are a team for a dogfight. They got that against Bayern Munich, especially after having the home leg as the first leg and taking that 1-0 lead into the Allianz Arena. That was huge. This time, they had to play away in the first leg, and they were not able to hold Liverpool to a single goal lead. I think 2-0 is too much. I haven't seen enough attacking from this team to suggest they could overturn a 2-0 deficit, even playing at home. I haven't seen it. This Liverpool defense, again, they're on the ball. They're on the ball. They have been on the ball, and I have no reason to believe that is going to change. Moreno up front has been really good. He has always been good for them. Lo Celso playing well in the middle, but I can't see those guys doing it on their own, and I can't see Lo Celso getting the freedom in the center. Now, the Bayern Munich game was different in that Bayern Munich had to chase, right? In the second leg, even though they were at home, they had to overcome a deficit. Liverpool has no such problems. They don't have to play the open game that Bayern Munich did, right? And again, that solid, dogged defense of Villarreal, Bayern Munich were probably hoping to breach that early in the game and get back on level terms. That didn't happen, right? They took too long to score that goal, and then they were going for the kill. They were trying to avoid extra time, and they were just too open, and that is how Villarreal got the opportunity to sneak that late goal, right? But again, the stats will show Villarreal had one shot on target in the first leg, which resulted in a goal. They also had one shot on target in the second leg. I don't think they're going to be that fortunate showing such little attacking intent to be 100%, to convert 100% of your shots on target. I don't see that happening against Alisson and that Liverpool defense. They're going to have to show more intent, and in doing that, I think I wouldn't be surprised Liverpool run up a 1-0 or 2-0 lead by halftime, because Villarreal have to, as Kishore said, they're going to have to abandon their usual game plan. They have to have a new strategy. It cannot be tight at the back and playing to concede no goals, but yet not to score any, and hoping for the best that between Lo Celso and Moreno and Parejo was really good too, that maybe they could conjure up something and sneak a goal like they did against Bayern Munich. They're going to have more aggression. They have to show more aggression, and that is going to open up gaps that we all know this Liverpool side has a wealth of talent to take full advantage of. I think Liverpool might even rest a couple of the guys. Salah, as we said, well, he would be fresh. I think Alexander-Arnold, I don't think he played against Newcastle either, right? So he will be fresh, he will be playing. But I think they could rest a couple of, like maybe Mane. They have Jota and this new Diaz, Firmino. So they have so much, attacking thrust up front that they could rest a couple of these guys. They have a big game, a big game coming up against Tottenham on Sunday, right? So a lot of the other teams, you play one game for the week. City and Liverpool have to play a game every 3-4 days, especially Liverpool because they still have the FA Cup final coming up as well. So rotation is important. Luckily, these two teams, they have real depth, which is, I think teams like Arsenal, Tottenham, and so on, that's why they can't catch these teams because they cannot afford to rotate. You find a lot of these teams have key players getting injured from being overburdened. So I think Liverpool might actually rest a couple guys and see if they get a halftime lead, we might not even see, or they might take off Salah or a couple of guys halftime, they might take them off if they have a 3-0 overall lead in the tie. They will keep a couple of strong players on the bench just in case, on the off chance that Villarreal pulls a goal back. They will be able to respond and bring on these guys. But I think Liverpool, yes, they have one eye on this game, but they have another eye on the weekend's game as well because they cannot afford to drop any points. That is what I think will happen. So I think they have the luxury of a 2-0 lead against a team that just hasn't shown enough attacking intent to be able to rest players for that Tottenham game, right? Luckily, the Real Madrid City game, both of those teams definitely have everything to play for, and both of them going to come full throttle at each other. I think we're in for a treat in that game. I think the Villarreal-Liverpool game might be a bit disappointing again, unfortunately. Liverpool will do what they have to do, but I don't think that game will be very exciting. So that's my take. I will certainly hands down pick Liverpool, and I would give City the slightest of edges on Real Madrid.
Thank you very much, BJ. Well, I have a few Benzema fans commenting there, but I'll leave that. They get a little carried away. Okay, I see you all. I'm not giving all the comments now because we have comments on WhatsApp, we have on Facebook Messenger, and some of them could put here too. And some of them, they're passionate about their clubs.
No, Real Madrid could absolutely qualify. I'm not saying they're not going to.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not saying they're not going. There's every chance. This is 50-50. It's 50-50. But yeah, I just feel City might have the edge. But there's nothing stopping Benzema from coming through and scoring goals again and taking them through. Anything could happen.
Okay, I'm sorry apologies for the camera. I was fiddling around with controls, so I'll figure it out eventually. But all you Benzema fans who commented right now, he responded to you all, okay? He gave City a slight edge. I know you all very concerned about that, but that's his opinion. And I think, in my opinion too, I feel really it's a home game for Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Is Benzema in the form of his life, and they just were on the high from winning the league. And
yeah.
I have a lot of things there for them, and they did it to PSG. Yeah. It was our worst position.
Yeah.
I mean, and I want to say something at VJ. If I had Brazil, with Vinicius doing so well.
Yeah, they have plenty Brazilians on that side.
They have the two best goalkeepers in the world, in my opinion.
Yes, Ederson and Alisson. Yeah.
Yeah, but the only thing, all you have to watch out is Marquinhos will pass the ball for the other people. That could be all the Achilles heel in the whole World Cup.
Yeah.
So, can't go and beat Italian goalkeeper that there, so they're going to be safe, So I really, Man City boys, I know you're all excited about the Real, but I really believe it's a great analysis. And really and truly, Liverpool were lucky here because that game I was watching it, and they really didn't create any chance. They made one difficult chance enough to have, and then it was just like a bad luck.
The goal was unfortunate.
Yeah.
It was unfortunate. The ball and it hit the man, and the goalkeeper get wrong. And that's Argentina goalkeeper, by the way, but not the first choice.
Yeah.
And punching anything that comes close to it. But really and truly, And that changed the game, that was it.
It
They,
did. It did. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
that coach is doing very well. He was a former athlete.
Emery, yes.
Yeah,
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 Emery,
yeah.
yes, yes, yes.
He did it doing very well with Villarreal. And oh good, and people commented on people too. So I'll leave that in the WhatsApp. Somebody comment on Earl and tell him that Spurs win nothing major in his whole life. I never did win nothing major. It was like he's a Spurs fan. So I'll leave that one out too. But I think now people are getting on with their teams and everybody passionate. So we leave it at
Everybody
that.
passionate about their team, yes. Yeah.
I mean, these are opinions, but I think it's good opinions, and anything can happen when you go there on the field.
For
Football
sure.
is a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the game.
It's on the
Yeah.
day. What happened. So I think we did very well. And any closing remarks, Kishore, and then we go back to VJ. And we close. Anything you want to say?
No, I just want the we're not hating on the Real Madrid or Benzema. We're not.
Yeah.
We're not.
No, no,
I
no,
think
no.
exactly that it could go either way, and that's football. All I saying is that it is by a whisker. I was saying Man City, but who's to go against Real Madrid with the form, with being the Champions League, with the form Benzema is in and everything? It could go either way. So either all I want to say is that we should get a very good, enjoyable football match.
Right.
Very good football match. Yeah, with that game. So yeah.
Okay, thanks very much, Kishore. Anything closing comments, Vijay?
Yeah, well, same thing again. As I say, Liverpool Villarreal looks like a done deal. That Real Madrid, Man City, yes. Now, if Real Madrid wins, I will be happy. I will be happy. But I just think, as I say, based on how I see things going, I think I would give City the edge. But for Benzema, personally, I really do like Benzema as a striker. I love Modric as a player, and I would be very happy. You see, if Real Madrid do win it this time, what is different is that Benzema will be getting the limelight, not CR7, because he always been in the shadow of CR7. All those, I think it was 4 titles they won, right, in the last maybe 6-7 years or so. But it was all about CR7. So I think him leaving gave Benzema a chance to shine. So for that reason, I would be happy. And again, as Kishore said, anything could happen. That game is very much on a knife edge. Very, very difficult to call. I would not like to call it. But as I say, if I have to call it, I would say by a oomph, I would give City the edge.
Okay.
But we will see on Wednesday what happens. Anything could happen.
Great. Thank you all very much. Okay, the Ronaldo fans now saying that Ronaldo also scored 50 plus goals like Messi for 10 years. Okay, I accept that data. The only thing I just want to say with Benzema and Ronaldo, they are forwards. Messi is a midfield player. He's not like the center
He's
forward.
not as offensive, yeah.
And let's see, and closing off here with Earl, whom we realize is a Spurs fan now. Great show, can't wait till you cover Group B with the next World Cup winners, led by Harry Kane and an England fan.
Yeah. Next show, Earl. Thanks for all the comments. Yeah.
So next 2 weeks, so that is this week, next week, Friday, we'll be having the next show, episode 3. And yes, we'll be doing Group B with England. I think they have 3 other teams there too. So thanks, and thanks to all the Real Madrid fans. And I see now Ronaldo celebrations coming up here. Man jumping and we'll celebrate. All right, so thanks everyone. Thanks. It was really enjoyable, and look forward to seeing you all in the next show. So I'll end
Definitely.
it. I wouldn't fiddle with all my controls again. Okay, all the best. Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Take care.
Bye, guys. Yeah.